When looking for the king of podcasts, you're at the wrong channel.
Well, excuse me!
Looking for good ideas for life? You're far from good hands.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
If you think the listener is always right, you're far from the right place.
Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works!
Hosted by a Northeasterner by birth, but a rebel by choice.
Are you threatening me?
If you want a host that floats between love and madness,
and we know the night is always gonna be here anyway. Thinking of you's working up my appetite. Looking forward to a little afternoon delight.
then play on and listen to Crazy Train Radio.
All right, guys, listen to this blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try and keep up, okay?
Warning, creators of this game do understand the subject matter may be offensive to some, but they do honor the families and people that have been affected by these real-life tragedies that these individuals have caused. Want to play a game?
Oh, yeah!
Lover of true crime?
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, we got an interesting game for you to check out.
Wow.
With the mashup of influences such as horror movies, collecting cards, and RPGs.
What?
Led to giving birth to an incredible creation of this game, Killers, the card game.
You are all my children now.
This game is a collectible trading card game featuring some of the most infamous killers, with tidbits of trivia on the back of each card to help you learn some insight to each criminal.
Who the hell are you?
Let's not forget, during the game, cops will be chasing you and these criminals.
I'm a cop, you idiot!
However, check out their website listed through all social media today, which can be found under Killers, the card game.
Am I on the internet?
I want to play a game.
This is Bryan Ruby, and you're listening to Crazy Train Radio.
Yes, that grind sail beat around old guitar. The Louisville slugger left in the schoolyard. It's that box of 45s at your cousin's house that you turned on, cranked up and wore them all out. It's waking up the snow on Christmas Day. The last picket with the...
Hey folks, it's your least favorite host in the podcast world, the Croc, Jonathan Steele. And boy, do we have a good one for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have again a second time appearance by this man, full time. And I'm going to have to talk to him about something else that I was talking about for the person who made the connection for us. But I don't want to say anything publicly till details are wrapped. But he is a rising music star, trailblazing baseball player. He's based in Nashville. He's penned songs that have appeared in the Texas Country Top 50, iTunes Country Top 25, covered by Today, added to the rotation for Serious Country Pride, and just so many other things. Welcome back, Bryan Ruby. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on again.
Yes. So you got the new gig, or I shouldn't say new gig, but the new song Baseball Country out. What's the response been?
Yes, sir. The new song. That's my new single. It's what I'm pushing. Came out on the March 17th.
How ironic, St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, it was a party.
Mr. Tug McGraw, and that's a local reference, but go ahead.
Yep. The response has been good so far. I mean, it's a rockin', upbeat spring summer song. So I think that we put it out during spring training. It's obviously called Baseball Country, so big tie-in. And basically, the point is, I've had like a bunch of teammates that I've had in the past playing baseball have said to me over the years, "You're the guitar guy. When are you going to write a walk-up song that we can play, that we can use at the stadium?" And I was like, well, there's no time like the present. It's about to be baseball season. I'm going to do it now. And that's.
Would you say they were throwing down a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely challenged to do that, but I tried to accept the challenge as best as we could, and we got some kick-ass musicians to play on the track, and it was really a really cool song to do. Like it took us maybe 4 months total, like between the process of first booking the studio and then finally till we went in, recorded, and vocals, and then mixed and master and editing and all the stuff that it takes to put out. Like the artwork was a process as well with that picture in the field, and this was a song that we really took a long time on, but we felt like I did that on purpose because I wanted to do the song justice. Mm-hmm. Like I wanted to give it its due, and we timed it around baseball season so that it's, I'm going to different stadiums, singing the national anthem, singing God Bless America. And it's about to be opening day on Thursday. So I don't know when this interview is going to come out, but
it'll be Thursday.
Thursday, baseball season.
Make it perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it's timely, and I'm hoping that somebody, it's one thing for my friends to use it as a walk-up song, but I would really love if a major league player decided to use it as his walk-up, whether it's a pitcher running in and then you get more of the intro and it builds, or a hitter, it only gets like 5-10 seconds. But that's like a dream of mine for this song, is to get it into that space. And it's really a celebration of just life at the ballpark. Like that's the vibe, and it's rocking, and it's a fun song. And I think, it's really been only a few days since it's come out, but in the response that we got in the last 10 days even has been really great. And I think this is definitely a song that is probably going to build over time. Like there are certain songs that go viral right away, and then there are others that are slow burners. And just the way that this has tracked compared to my other songs on Spotify I think it's like slowly gaining momentum.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah. And it's the cool thing about this song is that it's timely to baseball season, but it's also timeless in the fact that it can be used around that lifestyle and that culture at the ballpark at any point. So this song could have its moment 3 years down the road. We don't know. I'm just so happen to be doing a lot of national anthems right now, and it's getting played, but I really think that it's going to take a moment, like getting this song on a commercial for MLB Network or ESPN or the Little League World Series or College World Series. I've been singing a lot of national anthems here at Vanderbilt in Nashville and trying to get them to get it on the SEC network. Anything like that would be huge. And I think once that happens and more people start to hear it, I think it's going to be a moment,
Absolutely. So why don't I go ahead and put it in right here?
All right.
We hopped on take a little time getting all set up. The grass is mowed, the beer is cold, the parking lot might just overflow. In every ballpark, from coast to coast, get the bats warmed up and the guitar started. Yeah, sounds like an American party. It's in our blood, let's get the boys running. We got a little twang with the speakers bumping. Hit it hard, put on a show. Get your tickets, y'all, ready to roll. Whoa, welcome to baseball country. It's a rookie on the rise, a walk-off high, a 10th inning firework, 4th of July. Feels like a win when we plug in. Turn the dial up and do it again. Whoa, do it again. Get the bats warmed up and the guitar started. Yeah, sounds like an American party. It's in our blood, let's get the boys running. We got a little twang with the speakers bumping. Hit it hard, put on a show. Get your tickets, y'all, ready to roll. Whoa, welcome to baseball country. Guitar started, yeah, sounds like an American party. It's in our blood, let's get the boys running. Got a little twang with the speakers bumping. Hit it hard, put on a show. Get your tickets, y'all, ready to roll. Whoa, welcome to baseball country. Welcome to baseball country. Yeah, 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 yeah. Welcome to baseball country.
Coming out of baseball country. Make sure Spotify, all that fun stuff. Links will be there. But I was listening to you chat with Dave from Songwriters Connection.
Yeah.
He's a buddy now too.
Yeah.
And you were talking about your playing days.
Mm-hmm.
You think it might be coming towards the end of that. Is that by personal choice, or how are we looking at that?
I'm still healthy. I mean, I'm still, I think for the people who've followed along over the course of the last year, like I've just been doing much more music stuff. So that's sort of naturally where, I was a baseball player my whole life. And it's been pretty much 2 decades. I'm 27, and
you old bastard, you.
I've been super blessed to play lots of different places. I'm not officially retiring. I'm actually going to be playing a little bit later this summer, just a little bit, playing in some tournaments for a team, coming up, and we're going to get to lace them up still for a little bit. But in terms of the leave for, baseball season is a huge commitment time-wise. And it's leave for 8 months out of the year where I can't be in Nashville, can't be in the studio like I have been. And, I feel like we've just built, I think the last time we talked was probably when I released Left Field, maybe.
Yes, and it was right before you were going to sign for Independent League, I believe.
Yeah, that was good.
But you weren't saying anything publicly yet about that.
Yeah, so I played indie ball a little bit last year, and then I went overseas to play a little bit, again, as like a sort of a short-term guest player on some of these teams. So I played a decent amount of baseball last year and kind of combined baseball and music stuff. This year, it's probably 3/4 music, 1/4 baseball. And then I think after that, and we're going to probably reevaluate and see if there's anything else that I really want to do in baseball. And I mean, it's tough to balance both. It's just both of them to do each of those things at a high level requires so much of a time commitment that it's hard to do the other one at a high level. And I'm talking to Dave, like you said, about this, and I mean, it's all love for baseball and everything, and that's still where a big part of my heart is, and you can hear that in this song, in baseball country. But definitely music is the direction we're going in gradually. I don't know if that answers you.
No, it does. But I was actually thinking about it when you said that. And a lot of athletic people.
Yeah.
And sometimes to make money at it, whether it be the independents or minor leagues, or you're somebody like a Mike Trout who makes buku money.
Yeah.
It's whenever, and I'm not saying Trout specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving the example. But when the athlete, it's time to rap.
Yeah.
They might not have the what's next mentality, or not the mentality, but that, okay, this is wrapping up. What am I going to do next?
Right.
Do you think it helps you that you have something that you want to focus on next in being music?
I think so. I've always done music, and it sort of started out as just a hobby, but it's developed into like a real passion. And I think the main difference for me is like, you have athletes who sort of do music on the side, like, and some of them are better than others. I'm not going to name names.
I'm not going to say Brett Myers. No.
Brett Myers. I mean, it's Damian Lillard, Shaq, the list goes, Barry Zito, the list goes on. Adam Wainwright is a good musician as well. I was just talking to Craig Campbell, another awesome country singer who's good friends with Adam, and he was telling me about Adam's songwriting and stuff. But so there are people who do both, but I wanted to be like, I feel like I need to be taken seriously as a musician. Like, and it's hard to do that when people are like, oh, you're the baseball guy, right? And so it's sort of balancing both, and that's cool for now. But I and in talking to, like you said, to Dave on that songwriter podcast, and it's funny you bring him up because I'm actually playing in his show. He has a weekly songwriter show here in Nashville. I'm actually playing in it tomorrow night. So it's funny that you bring that up, but
well, say hello for me. It's been a couple months since I've talked to him, so
yeah, I'll tell him what's up. We'll get him, snag a pic for you.
Yes.
But I think it's definitely, I want to be like, I pour my heart into these songs, and all these songs are so real for me and based off a real life experience, and that's the whole point of country music. It's like, comes from the heart, and I want to be taken seriously by people in Nashville, and as somebody who can go toe to toe with good songwriters. And I think just to do that, you kind of got to be here. You can't really leave for like 8 months out of the year to play baseball. So that's the sad reality. It's a blessing and a curse, but I am lucky compared to a lot of athletes. I was just talking to another, actually, well, really two of them, two old teammates that recently both decided to hang them up. And those guys were saying how much they missed it and how they didn't really know what they're going to do after. They never really planned for it. But for me, I've always had music kind of on the horizon, and have been writing so many songs like over the last 5, 6, 7 years to get ready for this point. And I'm not fully at like retirement yet, but it's definitely swinging in that direction. And I mean, I've kind of like a lot of the songs that I'm releasing now are very baseball heavy. Like we're baseball country, the song you just heard, and really the whole tie-in of my debut EP, which is going to be called Diamonds Are Forever, which I'm releasing in towards the end of the summer. We don't have an official date yet, but thinking
course.
mid to late August. And the whole point of that is going to be like a celebration of that lifestyle around the ballpark, and something I can really speak to because it's genuine and real for my life. And you know, maybe a little unique too, because I don't really see other people in country music who are like really going that deep on. Certainly, there are people who have baseball songs, but they're, in relating, kind of like what we do with left field, relating baseball to life. It's
Yeah.
like a very niche thing, and there's all kinds of songs that I want to sing, and I'm already, believe it or not, talking about going into the studio in a couple weeks to record some of the songs that I'm going to release later in the year. So I'm already like building for what's next. But it's definitely feels like timely for me now, and there's a whole kind of vision that I have for developing like as an artist. But right now, baseball country is very much what we're rocking, and we're rocking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, last baseball question.
Okay.
And I heard a little birdie mention
Oh,
that you might be involved with a committee of advisors to help bring a team to Nashville. So, what
true.
is that, and what is our goal, and where do we stand with that?
Yes, sir. So I'm a community advisor for the Nashville Stars, which is a group of executives. Dave Stewart, great. Well, he's really done a whole lot of things in baseball, but great
We're
pitcher.
talking at Oakland Athletic, David
Yeah,
Stewart, right?
yeah, Dave Stewart.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of like a figurehead, and John and Connor Lure are the executives who are kind of in charge of either trying to bring maybe a possible expansion team or a relocated team to Nashville. Um, the the long and short of it is that we're probably a few years away. And either if it's going to be a relocated team, it would probably have to be either Oakland or Tampa Bay. Oakland is, they have to get their stadium situation resolved, possibly moving to Vegas, follow the Raiders. Um, or in Tampa, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on down there. So in May, those things need to be resolved. Rob Manfred has said that those two need to figure out what's going on with those two before they start talking about expansion teams in Major League Baseball. But I think that they've publicly stated, MLB has stated that they want to expand to 32 teams, and they're at 30 right now. And I think Nashville has a jump on many other cities because we have this group together that's kind of rallying public interest. It's a great place to have a pro sports team. The city is booming. We have the Titans right down the road. I live in East Nashville, so they're like 10 minutes away from where I live. The Preds always draw a huge crowd. Nashville Soccer Club. So really, we have an opening for a major league team. We have a minor league team, the Nashville Sounds, AAA, but I think that we're really like a major market and an emerging market as well. And I think that it's like going to happen eventually. They have they have a whole bunch of people on board. I'm a community advisor. I go to different events. I speak sometimes in front of different groups, like sort of involved in some events with them. But and I'm actually they have an opening day party at their office on Thursday. But they have entertainers involved. I mean, they want to embrace like the spirit of Music City in the team, and they have like I don't know. I think it's Darius Rucker, Justin Timberlake, yeah, Luke Combs, like bigger name people like that who are involved and they want to bring, a major league team and also host giant concerts at the new MLB stadium that they want to build and really make it a whole thing. And I mean, hopefully as the group grows over the next couple years and we get closer to actually bringing a major league team to Nashville, hopefully I'll get more and more involved. But everything that I've done with them so far has been pretty cool. And I also think that in just speaking to people on the street in Nashville, like everybody would love to have a major league team here.
So you were talking about writing and writing from the heart and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you tend to make connections with your music. So have you ever felt like you've had slumps like you would in baseball in terms of songwriting or performing?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot like baseball. There are definitely times when I feel like we haven't written a good song in a month, which kind of sucks because we got to write songs every day. But then all of a sudden you get on a hot
wishing you the best of luck with the horseshoe.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, all of a sudden you get on a hot streak though, and then next thing you know, you go 3 for 3 or whatever the baseball equivalent is, 4 for 4, and 1 week you just happen to write 4 songs that you love, and are either you're recording or somebody else is recording. So it's very streaky like baseball. But you just kind of got to show up. That's a big thing. It's just kind of like once you walk through the ballpark gates every day, getting ready to play. Same thing as songwriting. You got to show up, put your best foot forward. Maybe you don't have your best stuff every day, but you gotta put the work in, and eventually it's going to happen.
Right on. And last time we mentioned, because you are from Delaware County and all that stuff, and the Philadelphia area, and you had spent time with XTU as a youngster.
Yes, sir.
But there was a story I heard, and I'm referencing the chat with Dave again.
Yep.
And I found it quite funny. And I could see people in the office getting a little hot over nothing. Pardon the pun because of the story. But apparently you walked into Randy Houser's dressing room at the XTU anniversary show.
Yes, I did. I did at the show. So to back you up a little bit, I'm from PA and grew up right on the Delco Montco line. Played in the Delco Baseball League as a kid, and American Legion ball and everything. And so as a senior in high school, I was 18. I cold called XTU 92.5 WXTU to try to get a job, and they said you could be the intern. And basically, my job was, I don't know, I would have to do a whole bunch of unimportant stuff, like like sweep the promotions closet, and
talk to me. And oh wait, no, that's further down the line.
And sometimes we'd call people who like won the different contests, and I would have to do a whole lot of stuff, and it was really fun to be in like a music environment for the first time. But you are correct. We had the XTU anniversary show, and I think Randy Houser was there, and we were working all day hanging up posters like at the venue, which was used to be called Susquehanna Bank Center, but in Camden, in Jersey.
Yeah.
Right
I think it's BB&T now, but or M&T or whatever.
Yeah, right.
It's one of those banks.
Yeah, so we were hanging up all these posters, and we'd been there since really early in the morning, and it was really hot that day, and I was just exhausted, and I felt like this waft of cold air coming from this room, and like 18-year-old me, just like I was exhausted, like walked in there to just take a breath, and my boss comes running in after me. "What are you doing? Get out of there!" And "What are you trying to talk to Randy?" And I was like, "Randy? I don't even know." She's like, "You're in Randy Houser's dressing room." Of course, knowing Randy knowing how country singers are, he probably wouldn't have cared at all that I accidentally walked in there. But I think my boss thought that I was intentionally trying to trying to get some FaceTime with the country stars, but really I'm just exhausted trying to get a breath.
Cool off.
Yeah, cool off a little bit. But that was funny. I almost definitely that would have sucked to get fired from my job there, but that was a funny, in retrospect, it's a funny story. If I ever meet Randy, I'm gonna tell him that. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't care at all. But and if I think it's it's an honest mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. There was a star that you would know of quite well, and I'm not going to say it while we're recording, but I can tell you afterwards that had a quite fun experience in his travels recently. And his bus engine may have caught fire recently, and it was a cluster. I'll have to tell you that story. But last question for you. Obviously, the business structure has changed, and you mentioned about your EP and towards August and all that stuff. But how is it for you releasing a song or two at a time with digital outlets and stuff?
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely changed a lot, even in the last since COVID, it seems. I mean, obviously over the last 10, 15 years, but even in the last 2-3 years, just with social media, I feel like everybody's attention spans are shorter. So it's really hard. I know that you'll have these mega stars like Morgan Wallen and Zach Bryan and people who will release these giant albums, Eric Church in country music, or these albums that have like 3 parts, which is crazy. But I think for me as a new artist, I'm really just pushing out singles, both from a financial standpoint. Like to put out a full album, you got to get a lot of money together to record all that. And that's costly, and I'm working towards it. But right now I'm just doing single by single, and then an EP towards the end of the summer, and then maybe some more singles and EPs after that. And obviously I want to record get into album territory, but I'm still only 10 months into being an artist. So no real pressure to do that now. I think it'll definitely come, but that's my philosophy. I think a lot of the younger artists here in Nashville are similar. Like they're just focusing on singles, maybe EPs if they can get enough money together to kind of put a couple songs out. But that's kind of the general vibe, and that's sort of where I'm at on that. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like I said, I will have more stuff out later this year. We got this single that we're pushing now, and the next one's coming in June, and then July, and then EP. So we got a lot of music. If you're listening to this, definitely keep checking back on my socials at Bryan Ruby Official. Bryan with the Y, Ruby with the Y on pretty much everything. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. BryanRubyMusic.com for all the latest stuff. And I'm going to be playing lots of different places this spring and summer. So if you're at a show, come say hi. Hello. And check it out. Yeah. Hope you like all the new music coming your way.
Bryan Ruby, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey there, Friday fans. We know how much you enjoy the movies. Enjoy grabbing your Friday merchandise and interacting with the Friday family, whether it be at conventions or during our particular watch-alongs. Well, when you're looking to get yourself masks, why not check out our friends over at Camp Blood Customs out of New York State and order your specific custom mask from any of the films. All orders are made specifically your needs and wants are. Make sure you find Camp Blood Customs on Facebook, Instagram, and all over social media and order yours today.
Hi, this is Brady Seals, and you're listening to Crazy Train Radio, and I'm going to tell you all about my new memoir, God Bless Texas and Me Too.